Hey, absent-minded gamer here. Hey, today we are back for episode 5 of 5 random airports and airfields in Microsoft Flight Simulator. And last week we were given a new update to Flight Simulator. It was the New Zealand World update. So I figured this time around we're going to take 5 airports and airfields from the New Zealand area and check them out. And this is the first one. Isn't that gorgeous? It's just, I think it's awesome. But anyways, the first airport we're at is George River Airstrip. It is 1,265 feet of grass. And the IACO code is NZQE. Nora Zebra Queen Edward. And just look at that. Wouldn't you like to live there? I would kind of like to live there. Now, Flight Simulator just never ceases to amaze me. I mean, that is just gorgeous. So anyways, this airport has some nice little outbuildings, a nice little beach area for you and your significant other to go out and walk on. Has a nice little runway for you to jump in your plane and fly to town if you need to. You got a cool little, well, it's a kind of a greenhouse here, a little hut with solar power and all the things you need, your garden, everything you need to survive. Let's go see what this says. Gorge River. Did I get that wrong? We need to go check. Oh, this is a marine reserve. Marine wildlife is protected. Interesting. So that whole area. Well, man, wouldn't you like to be the one that gets to live here? So is it George or Gorge? Because it says Gorge River. And I thought Flight Simulator said it was George. But we'll double check. Okay, so I went and looked, and sure enough, it is Gorge River Airstrip, not George. I don't know if I didn't have my glasses on when I was looking at this, and I wrote that down. So I apologize, but it is Gorge. But I love the detail here. I love the attention to detail. It's kind of made me want to get into editing my own scenery. I haven't done that for a long time. I think the last time I did it was in Prepare 3D. And I after looking at this, I kind of want to do it again. But anyways, here's the runway. Tucked right into this mountain range, right off the coast. Isn't that cool? Anyways, let's jump right in and we'll fly around the area and see what it has to offer. Okay, let's get this thing fired up and get in the air. It is like really hard to see where I'm going here. I would think that this would be a pretty difficult approach, especially with the mountain right in front of us, but I could be wrong. And a lot of wind coming off the ocean. home. And what's kind of cool is you can take off from here and then fly up through the mountains. Follow the river. Follow the Gorge River. Whoa, low tree. Look at that. That's neat. Awesome airport. Alright, well I think we're going to just come back in and come around and land. Airstrip, not an airport. Alright, flaps are down. Throttle back. Let's see if I can do this without messing it up. This, out of all the airports and this whole scenery area, this is probably my favorite one. I like little out-of-the-way places like this. But I gotta hand it to Microsoft. This is... They did a great job on this particular scenery for New Zealand. It's beautiful. Just like that, we're back at home base. I forgot my wallet. Oh, why isn't my brake key working? Okay, there we go. All right, that's it for the first one. On to the next. Okay, so next up, we're looking at the New Plymouth Airport. This will be NZMP, Nora Zebra Mary Paul. And this runway actually has 3 different airstrips that you can fly into. The first 2 are grass airstrips. One is 4,073 feet. The other is 3,496 feet. And it does have a bituminous runway of 4,297 feet for larger aircraft. So this airport is well detailed. Now I do believe there are a lot of New Zealand airports available via the marketplace. And I think as I'm doing this, I believe there is a sale going on as part of this release. But I might be wrong. But anyways, I kept these vanilla. I didn't add anything. So if you're not happy with the airports, you might be able to find them freeware or even payware on the marketplace. So let's take a look around. This is a pretty nice little airport. Beautiful views here right off the coast. It's a pretty large airport, really, considering that it has 2 grass airstrips. Okay, so we're going to be jumping into the Caravan for this flight. I wanted something a little bigger since the runway was a little bigger, but we're going to be taking off from one of the grass airstrips. And we'll just fly a short little circuit, come back in and land on runway 5. It's a pretty easy airport to navigate. As there's only one main runway, and it's a relatively decent sized terminal and airport though. All right, so let's jump in and get in the air. Now I'm assuming that because Microsoft lists these as grass airstrips, they're in use. But I don't know for a fact that they are, but we're going to use them anyways. I would assume that most traffic probably comes in on the modern runway. Okay, let's get in the air. There's some interesting things to look at in this area. And the showcase for this area is that mountain. And then of course you got the city up here, which would be New Plymouth. I've been pretty lucky on frame rates with this new scenery. When I get into a lot of trees, because I have everything cranked up on mine, I get into a lot of trees, I tend to have some performance issues. But for the most part, everything has been really good. This area has a lot of wind. I noticed that the other day when I was flying out in this area. A lot of wind coming off that mountain and a lot of wind coming in off the ocean. The other thing that I really like about the New Zealand Scenery World Update is that this is all a pretty small area. So you're not like having to fly a lot of miles to get where you want to go. And you actually, I find you enjoy the scenery more when it's like that. You're not doing like 3-4 hour flights or 5 hour flights. I guess you could, depending on the plane that you flew. Ready for landing. Those of you that are not aware, when you get an update, especially when they release something like the New Zealand Scenery World Update, you have to go to the marketplace and install it from the marketplace. You'll get one update that'll be an automatic update, and then you have to go into the marketplace and find the World Update for the New Zealand Scenery and install it that way. It's not an automatic installation. Flight Simulator doesn't automatically install the scenery. It's like buying an airplane or buying a scenery. Even though it doesn't cost anything, you still have to add it to your go to the marketplace and add it to your account. I don't know what that was. Alright, we're down. Okay, that's going to do it for that one. On to the next. Alright, next up is Mandeville Aerodrome. This is a 2,498 foot grass airfield, and the IACO code is NZVL, Nora Zebra Victor Lincoln. So we're just gonna jump right in here. There's a few outbuildings, but not much. There's a little town or village nearby the airport or airfield. And it's just another fun little airport to fly out of. And we're sitting on the runway in our Cessna 152. The scenery is... the entire flight simulator is very VFR friendly. But I don't know why I'm so impressed by this scenery add-on, but I am. Okay, well that's what you're going to get there for that airport. Again, I don't know if there's additional scenery add-ons, freeware or payware for this one. But this is the vanilla what comes with Flight Simulator. So let's just jump right in and fly. All right, here we go. I do have the real world weather set up for this. Every time I boot this up, they just must have some of the most gorgeous weather there. I have yet to see a rainy day or any bad weather.
Center Cessna Alpha Sierra.
Oh, hey, there's some
Sierra
ATC.
Is type Cessna, 152.1 miles northwest of November Zulu Victor Lima, 900 feet. Request flight following.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra New Zealand Center. Squawk 1116.
Squawk 1116 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra radar contact 1 miles north of November Zulu Victor Lima 1,100 feet. Altimeter 29.902.
Roger Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
That is, well, it's kind of a pretty livery. I don't know about that. Flaps down. There isn't really much to show here, so we'll just go ahead and land and move on to the next one. Oh, I'm way off. Okay, that's gonna do it for that one. Let's move on to the next. Okay, so our next one is Takaka Airport. Yes, I said that right, I think. It is a grass airstrip. It is 2,081 feet, and the IACO code is NZTB, Nora Zebra Tom Boy. I like this one because it's another remote airstrip right on the ocean, and it is surrounded by hilly terrain, making it kind of and a lot of trees, making it kind of a difficult airport to fly in and out of. You need to clean off your deck. Well, there are some outbuildings here, and otherwise, there isn't much to see but a lot of beautiful scenery. So let's just get in the plane. Hey, look at that. There was a helicopter taking off. Looks like was that a helicopter? Or is that a plane? I can't really tell what that is. Must have been a plane. But we're in the Pipistrel today, and we're going to just take off, fly around the bay here, and then come back and land. There is so much to see in this scenery that it will probably keep you busy for a very long time, for a number of hours anyways. I mean, I still seem to happen upon something that I haven't seen before. I didn't realize this plane was so fast.
Center for Pistol Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra is type of Pistol Pivot 1 miles northeast of November Zulu Tango Bravo 600 feet. Request flight following.
The Pistol Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra New Zealand Center. Squawk 0501.
Squawk 0501.
There's
Pistol X-Ray Golf
the
Sierra.
airstrip.
The Pistol X-Ray Golf Sierra radar contact 1 miles northeast of November Zulu Tango Bravo 500 feet.
I think my takeoff was a little long.
29.902.
There are also little airstrips all over that you
Roger,
can land on the
Pistol
beach,
X-Ray Golf
which is
Sierra.
kind of fun. Okay, let's get back in the cockpit. I did not realize this thing was such a rocket. Whoa. Okay, that's gonna do it for Takaka. We'll just go ahead and park over here in this front of this nice building. And go in and have a nice cold beer. Alright, on to the next. And lastly, we are sitting in Queenstown. Queenstown IACL code is Nora Zebra Queen Nora. And it is an asphalt runway. They have one runway that is 6,209 feet and another runway that is 2,924 feet, which is the one we will be taking off from shortly. Now this, like I said before, I like ending the video with a bigger airport than what I usually feature in these videos. So we can see a little more scenery, and look at this. Isn't that just beautiful? I mean, come on. That is Flight Simulator. And all of the problems that we've had and everything that has been said online. Yeah, okay, there are issues. But you know what?
Down ground velocity 146
I've
requesting
never
pushback.
seen a simulator
Velocity
that looks
146
this good
pushback request accepted.
out of the box. And yeah, okay, we had to wait for a while. We had to wait for this update. But you know what? They didn't charge for it. It's totally free. It comes with the price of the game. So, you know, it's awesome. Look at those views. Look at those mountains. This was the first airport that I ended up at when I first installed the New Zealand scenery, and I was just instantly in love with it. Okay, well, here's the airport. It's a really interesting takeoff here. Well, if you take off on, I should know this and I don't want to say the wrong thing. On runway 5, if you take off from runway 5, it has you go right out between those two, the mountain and that hill. And it's just, I did an approach into that with the Caribou, and it's just awesome. So there's your airport. There isn't a lot of parking. There's really little or no general aviation parking. The only general aviation parking is down there where those two little airplanes are parked. But I guess you could just make your own if you're so inclined. Okay, I'm spending too much time looking at the scenery, but let's go ahead and take off. We're going to be in the Cirrus today for this flight, so let's just get on board and go. You see, there's a lot of parking in and around the airport, but Flight Simulator doesn't have it, so you can use it as parking. So the only parking that's available is in front of the terminal or those two buildings over there where the two small planes are at, and that's all full up. So anyways, let's get on board. We're going to be taking off from runway 32, flying out that way, and coming back around and landing. Okay, I've got my GTN here up. I don't have a flight set up though, so we'll just use that for visual reference. That's the one thing I like about Flight Simulator 2020 is it just lets you kind of do what you want to do. You don't have to follow any kind of apparent rules or anything like that. You just do. I mean, you can learn a lot by doing this, but if you don't want to, you can just go and fly and enjoy it. Flaps. The other day when I was doing this, I had a really weird problem with this area. I had jets like landing and taking off, jets taxiing through buildings, through the terminal buildings, doing all sorts of weird things. And I don't know what that was all about. Okay, so there's the runway from afar. We're just going to come back in, loop around, and land on the larger of the two runways. Isn't that awesome? The elevation here is incredibly beautiful. Except I don't know what I'm looking at in front of my airplane there. Oh, it's gone. That big spiky thing that was there.
Queenstown Tower,
It's what you
Cirrus
call a
Alpha
Microsoft
Sierra, X-ray
burp.
Golf, Sierra frequency change.
A flight simulator burp.
Queenstown approach Cirrus Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is type Cirrus SR 22 5 miles east of Queenstown, 2,500 feet. Request clearance to transition Charlie airspace.
Well, I'm going to be landing here again, so I don't need to transition anything. Look at
Squawk
that.
0617, Cirrus
Wow.
X-ray Golf Sierra.
Cirrus X-ray Golf Sierra radar contact 6 miles east of Queenstown, 3,000 feet. Cleared through the Charlie airspace. Maintain own navigation.
Cleared through the Charlie airspace, Cirrus X-ray Golf Sierra.
Okay. And the ability to explore all the mountain ranges out there is, and to find all the remote airfields that are buried out there is just, it's a lot of fun. At least it is for me. I hear a big jet. Oh, I think I pissed somebody off. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. That was something. Well, we'll just leave it on that. That was cool. I think I pissed somebody off. Okay. Well, that is going to be it for this week's episode of 5 Random Airports and Airfields. I just took out some of their lights. Well, this isn't working. I'm just a blind fool. So we'll just leave it here. And we're going to just leave it with that. I hope you enjoyed this as much as I enjoyed doing it. I look forward to doing the next one. And we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.